her huge fat quarters.
Not good.
I didn't know it could do that. Oh, I remember. I wanted to bring up this thing that we didn't talk about beforehand. Hi there. Welcome to the Notorious Needle. I'm Sarah. I'm the designer.
I'm Bridget. I'm her mom.
And on this channel, we talk about cross-stitch. Mostly cross-stitch. Sometimes we talk about other crafts. Sometimes we talk about current events and little sprinklings of, life.
Whatever.
So the first thing I wanted to do is say thank you to everyone who participated in the Help Ukraine sale last month. The last week of March at the Notorious Needle, you could save 15%, and all proceeds went to UNICEF to help the folks in Ukraine. We raised $252.66. Yay!
Not bad at all.
And I went ahead and rounded up to $275 to pay for administration costs. So I'm going to insert a picture of the receipt here as proof. And thanks again.
Wow.
You did good stuff.
Good job.
Let's see. Also, I just wanted to share some comments from the previous video.
Oh, please share some comments from the previous video.
Okay. So Jeanette Arthur, so Mom hasn't read these yet.
No, I never read them ahead of time.
Jeanette Arthur wrote, "Thank you for bringing up the metallic substitution method. It gives me ideas."
Ah.
She's referring to the 12 Days of Christmas. Okay.
Yeah. Good. I like giving people ideas.
Sycamore Stitches joined the Pro-Choice SAL, and she said, "Yay, I'm excited about my free pattern. Thanks. I'm excited to see the upcoming Pro-Choice SAL." Yay! Thank you for joining us. There were also a lot of, I'll skip to those. Let's see. The wedding announcement, gorgeous. Oh, this is from Penny Tuck. The wedding announcement, gorgeous. Love the KCUF shelf. Oh, you can't see it here, but...
What's a KCUF?
KCUF. It's spelled backwards.
Oh,
Got it. So I have the letters on the shelf in reverse because YouTube doesn't like swear words in the first minute of your video. So I just put them backwards. But we can swear now. It's been over.
It's after the minute. You have it timed.
Julie JCJ Nitoshe wrote, "Yay, thank you so much. Love your projects. Just my level of snarky."
Oh, good. We found our tribe.
She won. We had a giveaway last month also, and she won one of the free patterns.
Great.
Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal wrote, "I love the Star Trek Pride Minder. That is super cool. Glad you finished your wedding announcement. It's been fun getting to visit with you on Zoom too. Looking forward to the Pro-Choice SAL." So, excellent. Diary of a Physicist Farm Girl, I will talk more about her later.
I watched her, I went back and watched her video where she interviewed you because I never saw it.
Oh, okay.
So when you mentioned it last week, and I said, I want to watch that.
So also, there were a lot of very sweet offers of condolences about Grandpa. I don't know if you saw, but I did a little video memorial at the end of the thing.
Yes,
that's right. I told you about it.
I watched till the end. I just didn't want to be in that part of it.
So thank you for your kind words. He was really awesome, and we were really lucky to have him, and and I appreciate you letting me share that with you. So, before we get started, today, when this airs, is the first release of the Pro-Choice Stitch Along. Yay! Part one comes out today.
Good. I can start stitching then.
And this is April 15th. So I'm going to show you.
Tax Day.
Actually, today is Saturday, April 15th. So Tax Day, it's Friday. Tax Day was extended to Monday the 18th because it's Good Friday.
Oh,
so it's a national holiday.
Oh, because Easter's...
Yeah, I am not an accountant. Consult with your own tax professional.
Yeah, really.
So let's see, I still have to do some swirls, but here is part one of the Pro-Choice SAL. Ooh.
Sneak peek. Part one, and I think I can see part of part two down there.
Oh, okay. If you used predictive text at all, you know what the next few words will be. But
right.
So that's coming along. Yay.
Awesome.
So that was all the stuff I wanted to get through in the beginning. Thanks again for your kind comments and the excitement about the SAL. I'm really excited too. I hope you love it. I loved creating it. I'm enjoying finishing up the stitches. So it's going to be cool.
Yeah, and I'm also enjoying the fact that you have included the finishing instructions as the last part of the SAL, because sometimes I just don't know how to finish stuff off.
Or you don't know what you want to do with it.
I run out of wall space. It's, how many times can you give somebody needlework as a present and they run out of wall space? So yeah, we've got some great finishing ideas though.
But it's going to be a wall space finish. Just not like a
not
big
necessarily.
Frame. It's a frameless finish.
Yeah.
It's going to be a frameless finish. So it has its own frame in the border. So
stay tuned.
Yeah, it'll be cool. So that takes us to new
Stitchy Stuff. All right.
What new Stitchy Stuff do you have for today?
Do you have any?
I have one little thing, but I'll wait till you're done.
Okay, if you want. Okay, so new Stitchy Stuff. I'm not sure whether to put this, that should be under finishes, I think.
Sure.
Okay, so new Stitchy Stuff, then I only really have one, and that is Cinnamon. It's Ada cloth, it's 16 count, and it's from Bestitch Me. It was the fabric of the month for last month.
Interesting.
And I love her huge fat quarters. I mean, I can get a lot out of this. I don't know if it's gonna but seriously, it's big and it's cinnamon and I love it. And I'm thinking that I might do, I bought the Yggdrasil pattern that you had shown last month.
Oh yes.
I went ahead and bought that. So I think I'm gonna put that, I might put that on this or on the vanilla from last month. I'm not sure which, but I think this would look very, very great with a tree because it's kind of got that woodsy color, So pretty. Anyway, so that's my new Stitchy Stuff.
She's talking about the Yggdrasil pattern, 2x2 stitch art on Etsy, which is a Ukrainian designer.
Aha, beautiful pattern. I love it.
That's nice.
That's my new Stitchy Stuff. That's the only thing I've purchased.
Yeah, you can talk about stuff you didn't buy.
No, I purchased a pattern, but I'm going to show that when we get to the fully finished.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot to open my little cross stitch box here. My only new Stitchy Stuff is Mom and I got together the other night and made scissor fobs. So I will go ahead and put a close up here. So I just like the cobalt blue beads. I think they're really pretty. At the bottom is a butterfly. My husband, that's his nickname for me. And then at the top is a crescent moon, a little pearl-like bead, and then another crescent moon, and that's like the goddess symbol, which Bridget came up with and I really liked, so I copied. So that's my only new Stitchy Stuff this month. But I really wanted a scissor fob, and I just like the cobalt blue. So. That's it for me. Not a lot of new Stitchy Stuff this time.
Yep. Are we ready to go on to fully finished? Or what's next?
Yes, fully FFOs and FOs are next. You got some finishes?
Right. I do. I do, and I'm so excited. So I'm going to show you my first one, which is, I bought this pattern from, turn the page for me, thank you. The Spotted Turtle on Etsy, and it's called the Dewsbury Sewing Organizer, D-U-E, like money being due, Dewsbury Sewing Organizer. And it's on the Spotted Turtle by Etsy, and this is the coolest thing. I chose to do the ribbon finish, but you can also use a button or a tab closure or an elastic, whatever. But when you open it up, frickin' ta-da. It holds your bobbins. It holds
Here, you want me to hold this side?
Your pattern on this side. I happen to have just a 6-inch hoop over here. It holds your whip, which I'll go ahead and take out now so we can show that later. Oh, yeah. And then you have pockets over here. And then this is my scissor fob that I made with Sarah, because I was noticing that the scissors fell out of this if you turn it upside down. That's the only critique I have of that. And I just chose to put you could put a pen in here, or you could put, I put a, what do you call it? takes stitches
Seam
out.
ripper?
Thank you, seam ripper. Brain turned off. And my needle case is in here. But you can customize these pockets any way you want. And then, it's just amazing. You could put, if I had it 1 inch longer, I could fit my tablet in here.
Yes.
But it's for paper pattern on this side, and your work in progress on that side holds all your floss. It's amazing. And I sewed it. So this is why if you notice a lot of, crazy, not quite straight seams, but let me tell you. She
just bought the pattern and then made the organizer herself.
Because if you buy the organizers on Etsy, they're like $35 to $40, and they're not as nearly as nice as this one.
They're very nice. They just don't have as many pockets.
Right.
And that's what, we like pockets.
A
lot of pockets.
I wanted pockets for all the stuff.
Yeah.
And I could actually put more than one project in here at a time, I'm sure.
Okay.
But I was like, oh, this is awesome, just awesome. So the pattern itself, it's a sewing pattern, and then you purchase it, and it did take me a few tries reading through to kind of get the gist of how I'm supposed to do this. The only other critique I have is that she did not include the picture of the finished product in the pattern. And because I couldn't make heads or tails out of some of what she was saying to do, because I'm really not an experienced sewer.
And I don't sew at all, so clueless.
She was no help. I had to actually download a picture of the pattern and look at it and go, okay, I think that's how I'm supposed to do that. But it came out great. It only took me like 3 hours to put it together. I did use a sewing machine, rather than hand stitch the whole thing. The fabric.
She does have instructions for that. There's instructions for
Right.
sewing machine and hand stitching.
Yeah, and I used my sewing machine. I did not need to use my serger, but I do actually have a sewing machine and a serger, so that's a little easier because I used to sew, but I haven't in years and years. But anyway, that's my first new Stitchy Stuff.
It's very nice.
Very proud of that. Very proud of that.
It's beautiful.
I'm probably going to have to make some more. But
Yeah.
I just use whatever fabric I had on hand.
Yeah.
And so, maybe I'll look for something to make another one. And then my other new Stitchy Stuff.
Finish.
My other finish, here, let me take them out of here, is, this you've seen before. One of these, and I don't remember which one is which, but one of these is the 2021 Peppermint Purple Stitch Along, and one side is the 2020 Peppermint Purple Stitch Along. And I don't honestly remember which one was which.
There's like a feather in here.
But
it came off your bird.
it could be, yeah. But one of our viewers, Stacy, said, "Oh, it would make a great wand bag." But Stacy, you gave me the idea. I put a zipper in it, and I made it into a project bag. So now I'm keeping my finished projects in here. Not so much a project bag to be taking with me, because I know me and I'll set it down on something dirty, and then I'm going to have to Scotch guard it, obviously. But
yeah, probably.
It's now
That's lovely.
And it's useful.
Yeah.
And it's not on my wall taking up wall space.
Yeah.
But, it only took me 2 years to make. But I put in the zipper, and everybody's going to go, "Oh, you don't sew, but you can put in a zipper?" I watched a YouTube video to show me how to put in the zipper.
Yes, thank you, YouTube.
Oh, please. And I watched it like twice, so it clicked, and I got the idea.
Yeah.
And even then, I still did a couple things I had to redo. But, it's finished. It's beautiful. I love it.
It is beautiful. Good job.
I love it. So that's it for the fully finished.
I have one fully finished. So I put a sticky note for privacy, but you may have seen that I finished this last time. And so now I have it framed.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
And this is our wedding announcement, and I gifted it to my husband last month, and he loved it.
Now, did you frame it yourself?
I did. I framed it myself. I just used sticky backboard. I forgot to sign it, so I signed the back. But I just used sticky backboard and then trimmed it.
And you have a nice
quick
mat.
and dirty, super messy.
And the mat, did you buy the mat already?
I bought the mat, but then I had to adjust the size slightly, so I just took an X-Acto knife and cut a little space in the bottom and a little space in the top. So it's not perfectly straight, but
it looks really great. I can't
it's
really
not
tell.
a professional framing job, but I'm happy with it, and so is he. So
It looks like a professional framing job. You did a good job.
Yep, and he's picked, thank you. And he's picked a spot out that he wants to hang it up. We just have to stick the nail in the wall, so.
That looks great.
Yeah, thank you. So that's my FFO. I did decide to put it behind glass because, like I said, last Flosstube, we're going to keep it out all year long, all the time. And with the dog and now my son's cat, it gets very dusty in here very fast. So I didn't want it to get all dusty and gross. So glass.
Yeah, because then you have to take it apart and
Clean
wash it
it
and then
yeah.
frame it again. And it's so hard to get me to frame anything the first time.
Right. Well, and I didn't frame it in a way that reframing it would be easy in any way. So
yeah, the sticky mat board that you put it on, when you peel that off, so a lot of the sticky
all the fuzzies
comes.
Yeah.
The sticky comes with it. So when you wash it, yeah, ask me how I know.
Oh, I've never had the sticky come off on the fabric. I've just had the sticky backboard. Once you stick the fabric to it and you peel it off, it gets like the fuzzies from the fabric, and then it's not really sticky anymore.
You have to replace it.
Yeah.
So in other words, once you pull it off the sticky mat board, that board is done.
Yeah.
And you have to do something else with it, or
although
put
you
another
can
one on.
pull it off once or twice as you're putting it on the first time, just to make sure that it's like straight and not distorted. But like 2-3 times is all you get, and then once it's been on there, let's say for months and months, and you want to take it off and wash it, yeah, you're not going to be able to reuse that sticky mat board. You're going to need to use another one. But yeah, so I did decide to put it behind glass, and then I realized I didn't sign it. So I signed the back and put the ear. So close enough.
Well, I realized I didn't sign a couple of my finishes, so I went back and stitched my initials in the year again.
Okay. So what are your other finishes?
My finishes is, and this one is a Notorious needle design.
It's beautiful. I love those colors.
Of course you do.
Of course I do.
And I did sign it. Wait.
It came out so good.
Wait down here. I signed it.
Yeah.
This is for a friend. So now it is done, and if you like this pattern, you can go to notoriousneedle.com. Shameless plug.
I'll put the links to all the patterns below, except not the wedding announcement.
Yeah, I mean, I just love this pattern. But I was making this one for a friend because while I love it, I don't think I could hang it in my office.
No, probably not office appropriate, not safe for work.
And then my other finish,
you finished it.
I did. I finished the video game sampler, and this is by Screaming Heart Designs. Oh, it's all, sorry. I have had it rolled for the longest time. You want to grab that edge, and I'll grab this edge. Okay, this is by Screaming Heart Designs, and on Etsy, and it's called the Video Game Sampler, and it's just too much fun.
It's so fun.
And it was great to stitch.
I love this. Here.
I didn't have to
start all over again.
I did not have to adjust this pattern or fix any boo-boos in this pattern. I was very impressed because I rarely buy a pattern that doesn't have something that shouldn't be there, or has an extra stitch out of place, or whatever.
It happens.
Of course, that's why I don't worry about it, but I didn't have anything with this one. And this is the one that you get, he just asks for a donation to
the
NAACP. Yes. So I made a donation to the NAACP, and I got this pattern. And I think...
Wait, we gotta show the back.
What?
It looks really good on the back too, It's very nice. I'm obsessed with a tidy backside.
Well,
it looks very nice. There's no like
I don't
dragging.
travel.
There's no traveling. Well, it's good because you're using black
on
thread on a white-ish fabric, and then you'll see those shadows because when you mount it, usually you're mounting it on something white.
True.
So no, it came out really good. It's very, very clean. Should be easier to frame. So you don't have to have a clean backside. That's not what I'm talking about.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It depends on how you want to finish it.
Right.
She's probably going to finish it in a frame with a sticky back matting board or something, and that's white. And so you would see the shadows. So that's why I'm commenting on that. It looks really nice.
And those are my finishes.
Yay, good job, Bridget. Woohoo. Okay, so next is whips. So you saw the Pro-Choice stitch along already, and I'm not showing you any more. I only have one other whip because I've been
working on the SAL.
Hyper concentrated setting up everything for the SAL, and this is the Ukraine Solidarity SAL by 1 Point Mind.
It's really pretty.
So I did the white around here, and these are supposed to be doves for a piece.
Okay.
And then I only have a little bit like in the corners to do. There's a green, and then inside these red boxes, I think there's more green, and that's it. And then I'll be done. And then I think I'm gonna see if I can't find like a teeny tiny little square frame, maybe at like the dollar store or something, and put it on that. So.
Oh, listen, I went to the thrift store, and
You're not good. I like it.
Yeah, I have a bunch of stuff that I need to frame, like a bunch
of
old
that's
stuff
where I got
need to
the frame for the wedding announcement. I also got that at the thrift store.
So I went to the thrift store.
So
I was smart this time.
That's why you can see it's got like a blemish over here.
You can't see.
Yeah, you can. But I don't mind because I would much prefer to repurpose than to throw it away. So
this is true.
Yeah.
But here's my tip. Before you go to the thrift store, get your whips out or your finished stuff that needs to be framed.
Okay.
And measure them with a measuring tape.
Oh, I bring them with me.
Make a list.
I bring them with me and I stick them on top of the frame and I go, that looks good.
Well, I can remember what they look like because I measured them and I remember what they look like. Okay. So I can tell what colors are going to be complementary with what pictures.
Oh, I see.
But I had like 20 of them. So I measured them all, wrote a list, and then I went to the frame store with my measuring tape and I measured all the frames. And that way I could figure out which frames would go with which ones.
You said frame store. Did you mean
No, I meant the
thrift store?
The thrift store in the frame section.
Yes, okay.
So we have a thrift store.
And there's a ton, and the frames are usually pretty nice, and they're all different.
And they're all cheap.
All different colors and sizes, yeah.
I think the most I paid for any frame was $10.
Yeah.
And that's one that I picked up that's very, very complicated, big frame, but it matches another set of frames that I have already.
Oh, there you go.
So that's why I picked that up, because I know I'll use it for something. But now I have to actually frame them, which is like
that's not my favorite part either. But I'm trying to. I like to experiment and do different stuff, so we'll see. What whips do you have going on?
Whips. Okay, well, I worked a little bit more on Mother Moon. You will recall Mother Moon is the, here, let me get the book out, is the pattern by Joan Elliott that's in the Bewitching Cross Stitch book. And you can probably find it and buy it separately also, but I really loved every pattern in that book, so I had to get the book. That was on Amazon. And Mother Moon, let's see. I've got it all tucked up here.
Yeah.
So that's the full piece. And what I've done is I've been working on this side over here. I've got this flower done, and I've got some more moons. I've got the border finished along here. This is all in that really beautiful metallic. This is like a metallic plum.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can see, but the flower has white metallic in it. And it's very shiny.
With the plum, I'll do a close-up of it, but it's not just metallic. It's holographic.
It's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
I love these threads.
Shiny stuff.
And I can't wait to, when it's going to look so much better in person when it's all framed and stuff, with all of the metallic threads and all of that. So I've got a little bit more done on that. So there's a lot of back stitching that has to happen in this particular pattern, and I've got to finish way more on the top. So probably a couple more months, because I'm going to be stitching your stitch along.
I know, I'm so excited.
Yep. So Mother Moon's gonna, I was hoping I'd have it finished by now, but apparently it's going to be one of those things. Maybe I'll even have to finish it at StitchCon or something.
That's complicated. I don't know if I would take that to StitchCon.
It's complicated.
It's very, so everything that I've heard, I've never been, but everything that I've heard is that it's very social.
Yes.
And you end up talking and networking and socializing more than stitching. And if you have something complicated,
you're gonna have to frog it.
Your chances of making a mistake are increased because you're not paying attention to your stitching.
Yep.
And there's
Yep. You could be frogged.
Yeah.
Here's my next one.
Oh, yay!
And this one's gonna look familiar to you. This is the bonus pattern that was released with the Stitch Along. If you signed up for the Stitch Along, you also got this bonus pattern, and that's what I've gotten done on it so far. And the top of it, I think it's going to say,
says
can I tell them
yeah.
what it's going to say?
Yeah.
It's going to say, my uterus is not a campaign promise. And I really like that. So, I mean, I think I like this even more than I like this stitch along.
Yeah? No,
I just do.
I like it too.
I love it because it's
like
good. But you know, I like the political snark anyway.
Yeah.
So this one.
And that one has a lot of similar elements to the SAL.
Yep.
So they're stylistically, they definitely go together.
So this one may end up going up in my office.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's great.
Because it's a political statement without pushing it in your face political. Yeah. Hee hee. I like that kind of thing.
Is that all of your SALs?
Well,
I mean, SALs.
You
I
mean
got
my
SALs
whips?
on the brain.
I know you do. You've been
whips.
working on it so much. Those, I believe those are all my whips.
Okay.
Yes, because I had those 2 that I finished, and the project bag that I did, and the sewing bag that I did, and the Mother Moon, and that. Wasn't that enough? I mean, God, it's only been a month. I don't know how
they do it every week.
Every week, not a chance. Not a chance.
No.
I see the floss tubers that do this every week, and they've worked on this.
And I'm like, I'm not worthy.
I'm like, do you guys have full-time jobs?
I have a day job.
Right? Do you just stitch all day? I mean, yeah, that would be
wish.
my dream come true.
Yeah, they're very happily retired, stitching all day.
Oh,
Life goals, you know.
My goal.
Right?
I know, something to look forward to.
Yeah. One day closer for you than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For once, that actually makes me happy.
So on a final note, I've been privileged to join the Stitchy Zoom at Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal. Her name is Deborah. You should check out her Flosstube. She not only does cross stitch and other crafts like sewing, she sews a lot of her own clothes and crochet
and she knits.
Knitting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. She has a farm. It's called Buckthorn Farms. It's her family farm, and she raises. She has horses and donkeys. I think some retired horses. I forget. She just got 2 female turkeys, and
I didn't know you were so into farms.
Dogs and cats. I love watching her vlogs. She and she's also a physicist at a university. So she teaches, that's her day job.
She lives in Arkansas.
Yeah.
I remember that much.
And she teaches at a university, and she's brilliant. I love her stuff. She does like little, sorry, I just hit the microphone. She does little like science segment. Anyway. It's fun, and I like it. It's entertaining. It's a whole different lifestyle. I am such a city girl, and it's fascinating to me. But she is giving away a copy or a login for the Pro-Choice Stitch Along on her YouTube channel.
That's awesome.
It is.
Oh, wow. So if you watch her, you have an opportunity to win it. As well.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
I believe when this airs on April 15th, you still have 1 more week to enter, and then she's going to be announcing the winners. And she is also giving away a copy of the We Believe Stitch Along that she is currently stitching. She's doing all the smalls that came with the original Stitch Along. The smalls were only available if you joined the SAL during the original time period, and she's making them into a mobile, which is going to be so cool.
That sounds awesome.
So I just, if you wanted to get in on that and maybe get like a freebie, you can check out her YouTube channel and see if you can get them there.
That's very cool.
Otherwise, you can always go to notoriousneedle.com/get20, become a VIP, and save 20% on all patterns at the Notorious Needle, including the new Pro-Choice Stitch Along.
So I have a question. If somebody joined as a VIP and they had the 20% off, and then you do a 15% off sale, is that, what do they call that? Like on top of?
A double dipping?
Yeah.
So
is it both? Do you get the 15% off and the 20% off?
On the website, yes, absolutely. You can double dip on the website.
Wow.
Etsy doesn't let you double dip. So the VIP discount in that case would be 20%, and I would go with that.
So then it's 35% total off?
No, because you take off 15% and then you take off 20% after the 15%.
Gotcha.
So it's like slightly.
But you're still getting.
Like mathematically, it's slightly less than 35%. So I can't say 30%.
But you're still getting a double.
You're double dipping. Yeah.
You're still getting two sales.
But there's no sale. The sale is done.
It's compounded. But I mean, for next time.
Oh, for next. Yes.
So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why not? It doesn't cost anything.
Whatever.
It's free.
And the VIP status is good for life. Even if you decide you don't want to be on my mailing list anymore, but you still want to buy a pattern at a discount, the coupon's good forever. As long as I'm in business, I'm just happy to have you along.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. How about you?
I don't know. Was there anything else we wanted to talk about? I think. Let me see.
I gotta ask because sometimes she's like, "Oh, I remember. I wanted to bring up this thing that we didn't talk about beforehand."
Nah, forgot.
We're good? Okay. Well, thank you again for joining us and spending your time with us. And on that note,
Stitch on.